And you know what? It should happen. I hope it happened, because America has done nothing with their dominance. They go over there, take out Saddam Hussein, right? You know, snatch this man country from him, get him executed by his own people, take the oil by force, steal the oil, all his oil reserve, they take it all. And what they do when they take it? Our military men went over there, lost lives and limbs to get that oil. And what did our government do once they got the oil? They gave it to the oil company so they could turn around and sell it back to us at top dollar. The prices didn't even go down. The prices didn't even go down, people. Whoa now, whoa now, whoa now. Welcome back to the Black Elf and your boy, Brother Kush. The other day I had a video posted and clips made from that video featuring RIZZA Islam, or RIZZA Islam, I guess that's how you pronounce it, talking about BRICS and what the United States can do to make sure that the US dollar remains the dominant currency on the international stage, rather than allowing BRICS to take over. For y'all don't know, BRICS stand for Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. And there's actually other countries now a part of BRICS. Some other South American countries are now joining BRICS or have applied to join BRICS. So they're going to have to give it a new acronym soon. But the point is, what I said about RIZZA Islam was based on a short, a YouTube short. And I won't make this mistake again. So this is my first retraction video. I'm going to make a correction here. I'm going to apologize for what I said. Although what I said, I stand on, with the exception of the way it directly targeted what RIZZA Islam said or appeared to have said inside of a YouTube short that was cut and chopped by somebody that gave off a misrepresentation of what the brother actually said. I do apologize to RIZZA and any of his fans and supporters for the way I came across in the first video, for those who seen it before I took it down. But at the same time, my basic take does not change. Pro-blacks think that America is a part of it, is their system. Pro-blacks are pro-America. Listen, for a pro-black channel, they sit around like a barbershop type setting, right? And they just talk and chopping it up. For brothers to be sitting around trying to talk black issues and they talking about BRICS and the US dollar and all this stuff, it doesn't matter either way. This is not our system. Whether you are for or against BRICS, whether you are for or against the US dollar remaining the currency on the international stage, dealing with oil trade and all this stuff, it doesn't matter. None of this stuff is our system. BRICS taking over might be a little bit better in some ways. I don't know how, in which ways, but I mean, it might be a little bit better in some ways, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's still a monetary system. These countries, Brazil, I want you to think about what I'm about to say. Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa have some of the highest wealth disparities. The three over here, I'm talking Brazil, India, and South Africa. They have some of the highest wealth disparities, man, you can name, bro. When I say people live in abject poverty, I mean just that. People live in abject, horrible poverty. And China is about the same. The only one I'm not sure if they live that badly in certain places is Russia. But we know China is the same. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the wealth disparity is embarrassing. So it's still a monetary system. What's going to change, whether it's BRICS or the United States dollar? What's going to change? This system is not a system of a righteous person. No righteous person should be supporting this madness the way we live. Y'all don't see what I'm trying to tell y'all? This is not a healthy way to live. Monetary systems do nothing but create problems. It is designed so that you can have classes of those that have and those that don't have. Everything they've been doing to us, they've been able to do it because of this system. the monetary system, then a legal system right behind it. It is their weapon. The legal system is not your friend. Nothing America does on the international stage, the way we live all around the world, do y'all not see the poverty around this world, bro? At a time when people got more than they can eat, and especially over here in America and the West, you know what I'm saying, some places, some people, depends on their financial situations, throw food away all day. The grocery stores, every time you go to the grocery store, they throwing away nothing but food. Garbage cans all through the produce aisle, but yet they still got the produce high as I don't know what, especially the organic produce. It's high as I don't know what. They rather go through there with them garbage cans and throw all that stuff away before they drop the price so that you can eat a fresh tomato. That's what monetary systems do. And it's done the same thing around the world. You got people living in, squalor, man. Oh man, the poverty is so bad. But if you got a soul, man, it hurts your soul to the point where a grown man, a grown, strong alpha man would break down crying if you look at some of the conditions people live in around the world. And not just around the world, but right here in America. We live badly, bruh. And it's all due to a monetary system. So it doesn't matter who is fighting for the world on the world stage to have the dominant dollar. It don't matter, bruh. Our conditions are not going to get better because it's still a monetary system that anybody's going to use to get greedy on. That's what it does. It encourages the worst in us. And not to mention, we talk about the legal system. You ever notice that as long as these laws and the way we live benefit big businesses and justify them taking your homes and taking your cars and putting you into poverty, it's fine. But let them collapse or let them start falling, on hard times. The government would bail them out some way, somehow, every time. COVID, the crashes, every crash. We know about the stimulus checks and all this stuff from the crash of what that was, 2008 or something like that, right under Bush. We know about that. Of course, y'all always blame Obama for that, but that actually happened under Bush. But we're not gonna talk about that because I'm not an Obama cheerleader, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I do see how y'all wanna blame everything on the black man. I do notice that. But anyway, the crash, we know about those stimulus, but the truth is, every time these companies fall on hard times, they tweak the laws to benefit them. Now, back then in 2008 when they crashed, I was actually hired by some Nation Islam members. They were doing it like the housing thing by helping people get their houses back because the markets collapsed. And all of the notes were in secondary mortgages, you know what I'm saying? And they was bundled together and traded on the stock market and all kinds of crazy stuff. So nobody really had the notes. Nobody had the notes. But when that collapsed, as long as they was making millions, that was fine. But when that collapsed, you know what they did? They changed the laws because brothers like me was going in there helping people keep their houses. I was helping people get their houses outright. Yeah, I was very successful at it too until they started changing the laws in the states. The judges started throwing out the cases, you know what I'm saying, all this stuff. Because they realized that the people were winning. This is not designed for the people to win. That's where I was going with that. I know I can be kind of, if y'all give me time, give me a chance to make these points, I'm gonna make these points. But I know a lot of y'all short attention span, and I'm a Pookie, I'm a Ray Ray, and y'all don't, y'all click it on, Pookie, Ray Ray, and y'all click it all, but y'all gotta give me a chance to make these points, but because I am not a Pookie or Ray Ray, I'm a God. The problem is, y'all looking for God to look like a white man instead of a black man. So when you look at your brother, you don't recognize what you see in me. You don't see like savagery type of strength, you see strength. You don't see hood type swag, you just see indigenous swag. Aborigine swag. That's what you see. You chalk it up to be something negative because the way your mind has been conditioned. But anyway, back to the point, you know what I'm saying? Every time we benefit off of their shortcomings, they change the law to maintain the status quo, which means we'll never get on top. We will never get on top. We are perpetual victims to the upper ruling class of society. And monetary systems, along with the legal systems, help maintain that indefinitely. So we got a problem there. So I'm not sitting around coming up with a scenario about how they would stop BRICS, and you talk, it sounds all intellectual and everything, but the fact that you got black men that's supposed to be pro-black sitting around asking him about that kind of dumb stuff when none of this stuff matters to us. None of it matters. Do you honestly think your quality of life is going to change if BRICS take over? No. No. In fact, it might get worse. It might get worse, bro. And you know what? It should happen. I hope it happens because America has done nothing with their dominance. They go over there, take out Saddam Hussein, right? You know, snatch this man country from him, get him executed by his own people, take the oil by force, steal the oil, all his oil reserve, they take it all. And what they do when they take it? Our military men went over there, lost lives and limbs to get that oil. And what did our government do once they got the oil? They gave it to the oil company so they could turn around and sell it back to us at top dollar. The prices didn't even go down. The prices didn't even go down, people. See, y'all act like y'all got short memory, but I remember all of this stuff. The prices didn't even go down. In fact, they kept creeping up. So they not only had free oil that they were selling to us, but they selling it to us at top dollar. Our government gave it to them. Come on, man, this shouldn't be right, bro. This ain't right, man. This ain't right. So, you know, everything I said, I still stand on, you know what I'm saying? The only difference is I take back the direct attack that RIZZA Islam said that he would do these things. He was given a scenario if he was the enemy as to what he would do. After seeing the whole clip, I know. And YouTube really should cut down on these shorts. You know what I'm saying? For real. They got a lot of so-called content creators that take other people's stuff, mainly from TikTok, cut it up and chop it all up all kinds of ways, or just play it as is, and they plaster their face over and a few of their logos, and they sit there looking stupid. This one girl, Sansaray, she's sitting there with her fat face chewing. I mean, like your fat ass really need to be eating chips on it. You know what I'm saying, bro? She's sitting there chewing. How ignorant, but she's civilized. How ignorant can you be to sit your ass on camera and chew? She's sitting there chewing, eating chips while somebody else's content is playing. That's what she called a reaction video. That's her content. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these red pill dudes do the same thing. They find somebody else's thing, they play it. Sometimes they sit there and look stupid in the camera. And, you know what I'm saying? Or they might say a word or two, you know, huff or puff, you know what I'm saying? And that's content. Nah, man, YouTube need to cut down on that because that's how I was misled. Somebody obviously took that segment from RIZZA Islam talking in a little barbershop setting over there on Math Hoffa. They took it, chopped it up, and made a short out of it. And I can't find a short at all, so maybe somebody over at Math Hoffa actually said something and made them take it down. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But all in all, I can't find the short now. Maybe they took it down themselves. Maybe it was flagged on YouTube. I don't know. But they had to take the short down, you know what I'm saying? Because I can't find the short nowhere. But that short was misleading, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I thought RIZZA said something, or RIZZA said something that he didn't say. But at the end of the day, what he did say wasn't much better. At the end of the day, the fact that they're still discussing this stuff as if this really matters to us, as if any of this stuff is good. None of it is good. It all needs to go. And that's the understanding of an alpha male. When you reach God consciousness, you realize that all of this stuff needs to go, man. We need to get back to living as human beings. Get off these systems. Because all systems are designed to enslave and control. Nothing more, nothing less. You feel me? I'm out of here, man. I'm Brother Kush, aka the Black Alpha. Salam.